Well, this is my first proper nature journaling video, and this is me in the garden. I've picked some wild flowers, which are also called weeds, and I've just arranged them in a little bottle just to draw from, to sketch from. So you can see here that I've picked some buttercups, I've picked some fox and cubs, those orange ones are called. I've looked them up. And here I am in my little sketchbook. And all I'm doing here is I am literally just drawing what I see. So you don't need to use fancy materials. I'm just using an ordinary HB pencil and just a basic sketchbook. And I'm just drawing the buttercups first of all. And while I'm doing that, I'm listening to what's going on round about me. You can hear birds and various noises in the background from neighbours cutting grass and that kind of stuff. And this is me just beginning to draw some of the little fox and cub buds. All the time I'm looking closely at each flower. These fox and cubs have really hairy stems. They have green stems with little black hairs, so I'm just trying to capture that. And I'm just sketching the bottle here as well because I think that makes a really nice little scene. With the bottle with the little arrangement of wild flowers in it. And I'm also writing little notes, and all those notes say is like what colour the flowers are, whether they've got hairy stems, what the underneath of them looks like, just little things that I want to remember about the details that you find on them. That's a little fox and cub there. They're really, really pretty, and they're everywhere at the moment. They've got this lovely deep orangey red colour on their petals. And I'm just adding some shading to the bottle there. But what happened here was there was lots of bees round about this lobelia, so they were just buzzing about. So I just paused for a moment to watch them and listen to them. These are little unexpected things that can happen when you're sitting drawing in your garden or drawing just wherever, sketching wherever. And don't be afraid to handle what you've picked, because it's going to go back to the earth anyway, isn't it, once you're finished with it and decompose. So don't be afraid to handle it, to inspect it more closely. This was a little feather that I found because there's lots of birds out the back nesting just now, and I really liked the way it looked. When I looked at it more closely, it's got all these little tiny pieces that sort of veer off of the main bit of the feather, so I thought I'd like to sketch that as well. So you just sketch what you like the look of. So I'd had a little break by this point and got myself an apple juice and came back out and brought some coloured pencils out. Now, adding colour brings your little drawings to life. You don't need to use fancy materials for adding colour. I'm just using coloured pencils to try and capture the colours. And what I'm doing here is you'll see that I'm drawing around the shadow. The sun was out at this point and it was making this really pretty shadow. I'm just drawing around the shadow of the little, oh, and then it disappeared, of the little vase of flowers. So this is a nice buttery yellow that I'm using just to try and capture that really nice creamy buttery yellow you get on the buttercups. You can use watercolour, you can use pencil, you can use crayon, you can use felt tip if you want. It doesn't matter, just anything to add a little bit of colour and bring those little images to life, but also to record, like to record the colours, the things you want, like the fox and cubs. I wanted to record the really nice orangey red, sort of fiery colour of them, so I did that as well. You don't need to go out and buy loads of materials. You might find that you already have a lot of these materials in your house, and if you don't need to buy anything expensive, just a wee pack of coloured pencils or anything at all like that, or pens, or a wee pack of watercolour paints. I quite like the pencils because the paints can get a wee bit messy sometimes. I'm finding the pencils are a wee bit more mobile. So here's the finished first page of our nature journal. Just exploring what was in my garden. I took a walk around, as you would have seen in the first video, picked a few wild flowers or weeds, made a little arrangement of them and just drew them and wrote some things down that I want to remember about them, so I can look back and remember that day and just record it. So thanks so much for joining me in my very first little nature journaling episode, and the next one I think would be nice to explore our senses of what we can smell, because gardens are full of smells, and our sense of touch as well. So that will probably be out in my garden again, just before we venture further, and that hopefully will be sometime next week. So thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and just remember that if you want to see more, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you wish. Thank you so much. Bye.